Dragon Ball Z didn't have like always the best arcs, but we have like we're gonna talk about the least favorite arcs, and I'll let you go first on this one.
I'm gonna have to say like the Boo arc.
The Boo arc.
Yeah. That arc is just like so tough because it like this is where Z started becoming like redundant.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the villain like surviving, the villain always coming back, and then like so with Cell, all right, you killed me, I'm gonna be regenerated.
Yep.
Majin Buu, like literally, like you're just the most fucking indestructible goddamn thing, like on the face of the earth. Like you get blasted to smithereens, and then it's just like I only need one cell to come back. It's just like, oh, we didn't see this before. Oh, Cell, as long as my nucleus and my brain's intact, or like whatever it was, it's like I can come back. Like it was just like so annoying, so redundant. Fat Buu was just like a terrible part of that arc. But it did yield some cool stuff. But
Majin Vegeta was cool.
Right, Majin Vegeta was definitely dope.
When he sacrificed himself, that was good too.
Right.
That's probably like the best like Z moments ever. Like when he did that, cause I think that was a shift in between like his showing him like being like caring, cause the old Vegeta wouldn't do that.
No.
But because he had Trunks and he sort of like leave.
Knock them kids out. I will fight with you. All right, son. See you later.
That was a cool episode. And he turned to stone after that, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So that was a cool episode. I mean, it had some good moments, but I see what you mean with the whole Boo.
It definitely has the most, arguably, the most epic transformation in terms of Super Saiyan 3. Now, you know my feelings on Super Saiyan 3. I hate it. The long hair is gross. BJ, I ain't sorry, bro. Like, this man loses his eyebrows. Like, it's just like there's nothing cool about the Super Saiyan 3 transformation rather than him like going through with like Babidi and Boo just being like, ooh! Like, it's like, this is the Super Saiyan.
Yeah, he was Boo was just an annoying character. Like when he got more serious and he was starting like absorbing people.
Right, like
he
But it took until Kid Buu for him to like completely become serious and like just like ruthless, because even evil Buu like at times would like, you know, joke around and like do stupid things. But like Kid Buu, like, you know, but it was a cool concept that like, you know, he absorbed the Kais and so like you take on like some of their like tendencies. But I don't think that Toriyama was consistent with that, because like when he absorbs Gohan, like I just didn't see him take on any of his qualities.
No.
The only time you ever really see that is Fat Buu takes on the like the joyful, what was it, South Kai? I don't know which one.
It was like one of the Grand Kai. One of the Grand Kais. He absorbed him and he kept his, because he was like kind of like a jolly guy.
Yeah.
So that's why he was like that. Serious, I mean, like the Kid Buu was like the pure Buu.
Yeah, he's just ruthless, like raw. Like,
he wasn't the strongest.
Unfiltered power.
Yeah, he wasn't the strongest Buu. I think the one when Gohan, he absorbed Gohan, that was the strongest.
When he absorbs Mystic Gohan.
Yeah. What do you think about that transformation?
I think it's a knockoff. Well, you can't call it a knockoff because it came first, but like I think that's the true sense of like where you start seeing like Ultra Instinct, because I think that that's the previous form to it. Because
it's ultimate.
Yeah, because it's a calmer key. And like, you know, like there's no rage there.
No.
Like, you know, but I think Gohan, which obviously everybody knows, like he was supposed to be the one like that the story like follows after, and then everybody wanted Goku, so let's bring him back. Just like everything else in this damn show.
They pretty much kind of screwed Gohan after that. They screwed Gohan and they screwed Vegeta.
Like that's the thing. Like his growth like just stopped. Like he was the first to like attain Super Saiyan 2, and then it was just all downhill from after that. Because Mystic was cool. Mystic was cool.
Mystic form was cool. It was kind of like a calming, and he had like the Z sword and everything. And
but going into Super, it's just like nothing came after that. Like it's like. It was so whack when they fought Frieza, like when he came back again. Like it was just.
I would say for my least favorite arc, Z didn't have too many arcs. The arcs lasted a long time.
Yeah.
So it was like Saiyan, then it was like Dragonball, it was like the Namek arc, then it was Cell, and then it was like pretty much Boo, and that's how it finished.
Yeah.
So I have to say Boo's my least favorite arc too, then, because I like the Saiyan arc more than that.
Yeah, no, the Saiyan arc was dope, and it's so raw because it was the beginning. You have like your KO Ken, like that was a good arc.
Yeah, so I would say my least favorite would have to be the Boo arc also, because I wasn't like too crazy excited for it. It was cool to see the Super Saiyan 3 transformation, and I actually like that transformation. It's not too bad, but he uses too much ki, so it's like overkill. But yeah, I like that. I mean, that transformation was cool. The Gohan transformation was cool. I like Mod. There's some good stuff you like about it, but I didn't like Boo as a bad guy.
Right. And then the thing I didn't like from it was not the actual like concept of fusion, but just like that one Goten and Trunks as little kids like easily obtained Super Saiyan. Pissed me off.
Oh yeah.
Then they fuse, and then they can immediately do Super Saiyan 3. Like, it's just like Dragon Ball, like how it started to accelerate transformations, like really like pissed me off. Like, because like in other shows, like their training arcs, which like my boy Marcus, like he hates training arcs, like in any type of show. He's like, get that shit out of here. But it's just like, you know, you have like your training arcs, and it's like you see the growth of these characters. I think like Goten said, oh, like, I learned when mom, like, got mad at me or something like that. Like, it's just, it was, like, way too simple, like, for him and Trunks. And it's just, like, I understand the second generation, but it's, like, look how much work it took Goku and Vegeta to obtain it. Then look at still how much work that young Gohan, like, I understand, like, he's a half-breed, so it's, like, they get that, you know, it's quicker, but Goten and Trunks are still half-breeds. And it's just like, they got it that easy. I understand it's a weaker form, but it's just like...
They still got it.
They still got it with ease.
Yeah, that's like multipliers by like 50, whatever it is.
And they're both pretty damn happy, so it's just like, Super Saiyan's about rage. So it's like, I don't understand like where this quick... Like, I could understand, like, you see... If he sees Gohan get killed, he sees his dad get killed, like, it's just...
Yeah, because...
Then you rage out.
Yeah, because it took Goku to see his best friend get killed to turn Super Saiyan. Vegeta, he didn't see anybody get killed, but he gave up. Like, he was fighting, he was pushing his body to the limits, and then he finally just gave up.
Yep.
And that's when he gave up, that's when he became Super Saiyan. He was just like I give up.
But there was still so much rage in there to, like, attain that. And Vegeta, no matter how good he becomes, it's just, he's an angry elf.
He is. And then you have Gohan, because he got it
pushed to his absolute limit because he told his dad, like, go all out on me. He's like, that's the only way, like, I'm going to be able to, like...
I was thinking of Future Gohan, how he lost.
Oh yeah.
How he turned Super. Well, he already was Super Saiyan. Trunks in the future was better than the Trunks in the present. And how he turned Super Saiyan. So that was So I get that part. But we see the trend going in Super, how easy it is to turn Super Saiyan.
Like, it just because then it just, I guess we should now like just transition over to Super. Like, what the fuck? Like when Kale, what the hell's his name?
Kale Khalifa, and what's his name? Kaba, yeah.
You get this fuzzy feeling in your back. And then you turn Super Saiyan.
But Kaba turned Super Saiyan and rage.
In rage against Vegeta.
Yeah,
like Vegeta did push him to attain that, which, okay, cool. Yeah. But then Kaba going back and you just gotta get this fuzzy feeling in your back.
It was just bad writing, like, you know, bad writing. They kept it traditional with Kaba, like with the rage and like getting mad, but with Kale and Khalifa, I guess.
Well, at least Khalifa went berserk actually.
She went berserk.
Like, you know, I can't talk on that one because she kind of like.
She's a different kind of Saiyan.
Preempted like the legendary Super Saiyan transformation.
Yeah, she's a little different in the Saiyan wise, but Khalifa though, she just 1 and 2, she was 2, right, in the tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. And they just turned it really quickly.
It's way too fast.
Way too fast.
And then I'm just gonna say, like, just as a whole, Super was not good. Like, just as a whole, like, I understand, like, they're still cool. It's supposed to be like all about the transformations and whatnot. But like, Super was just, it's not good. Like, you look at the Tournament of Power. How many episodes was it that 10 seconds pass when you watch the whole goddamn episode, and there's if you look at all the dialogue and you put all the words together, it's like that's not fucking 10 seconds. You know what I'm saying?
But they should have what was I gonna say? They should have never put the time limit in it. I think they messed up.
Right, that's where they like hugely messed up. Like it definitely had like some cool points. Like I guess like we'll just jump straight into like what was your favorite arc? Like of
Super. I would say my favorite. I like the first tournament, the Universe 6 tournament.
You're right.
I like that one because you got to see brand new characters from Chopper's universe. It was the first time we got introduced to a different universe, and we had like Barris's universe, which was like our Z fighters.
Yeah.
Then you have Chopper's universe, his brother's universe, and that's when you got introduced to Kaba. You got introduced to Hit.
Yeah, Hit was dope. Hit's dope.
Yeah, Hit's one of my favorite new characters. Him and Jiren, and then you have I like Jiren. Then you had like these all different kind of like you thought these were like this robot guy. This funny bear. Yeah, you got the bear. I mean, like, was it the bear guy? He was like orange.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I know. Yeah, he was very forgettable.
Yeah. So, but the main thing was Kaba and Hit. Like Kaba turned Super Saiyan because Vegeta became like pretty much like his like teacher.
Right. And
then you found out there was the Saiyan planet was still alive in their universe. So there was a planet full of Saiyans. Frieza never took it out. But there was no Super Saiyans on there.
Right.
So it was cool to see Kaba be the first Super Saiyan of that universe. And then Hit was awesome because you learn about his time skip thing and how he was just like being everybody was time skip. And then even it took out Vegeta and almost took out Goku. But that Goku and Hit fight was cool.
Right.
That was one of my favorite parts in Super. Goku finally doing Kaioken with the God form.
Right. No, so, that shit was dope.
And then that was cool. And then, I guess I just like it was like a tournament. I like tournaments, so I like it was a tournament, and you got to meet new characters, and they were cool characters, and that was my favorite arc.
So I guess my favorite arc, I'd love to, cop out and just say like the Tournament of Power, just because like it does yield one of my favorite transformations, and it's not what you guys are thinking. But I guess for me, it would really have to go back to just like when Beerus first comes, like Battle of Gods. Just because that's where you first see the Super Saiyan God transformation. And I think it just goes away from like just the regular Super Saiyan to, just seeing ascended forms and what's going to, branch us off into the next arc, which like I haven't read any of the manga, so it's like I'm not really sure what's gonna like happen with like Maro and whatnot, but like I just think that it just brings it to like a whole different level. What I don't like about Super, and why I'm just gonna say like if I'm just gonna go least favorite, I'm just gonna say Super. Like in general, it's just power scaling. Like, power scaling. Like it stopped making sense.
It don't make sense anymore.
Like Future Trunks is now on par with like Super Saiyan God.
Yeah, you even have like the rage God mode. I guess you even have like some God key around him, like right? Transforms.
Like it stops like making sense like at a certain point, and then you go to the Tournament of Power. Fucking Kef was already as strong as a Super Saiyan God. Like it stops making sense. Like it's just like these people, as of 2 episodes prior, couldn't even go Super Saiyan. Now you're on par with the Super Saiyan God. Like there's no Zenkai boost that had ever done that before. Like it didn't make any sense. Now Jiren, which I don't understand how anybody likes Jiren. His backstory doesn't make any sense.
Like it made Dragon Ball sense. He lost like everybody. Someone took out his family, and then like he trained like pretty much like forever just to get stronger. And he wanted to. His main thing was to get as strong as he can be, and power ruled everything. So
what was he fighting that's getting him that strong?
He's just his training method. He's a different alien, different type of being. So I don't know.
I guess
Frieza trained mentally.
Would have explained that. Well, Frieza, but his whole the whole Frieza in the whole what is it? I don't know, Cold Family. No, because
the Frieza family, like King Cole and all them.
Yeah, like because I guess technically like they don't have any last names, so it's just like we'll call them the Cool family because everybody has a cool name.
Yeah.
Like their thing is like they're born stronger and have like almost like an unlimited like amount of like training power. So it's just like they could train for however long. Like it's always been known like that about Frieza. Like for me, like there's no the backstory of Jiren was just like way too brief. Like it doesn't make sense how he became as strong as damn near as strong as Ultra Instinct.
No.
Which is hopefully the Toriyama, please stop. Like this is the last form that's like needed. Like you know, like it's just you can't ascend past anything. Like don't make Super Saiyan Ultra Instinct. Like, it just doesn't need to happen.
It doesn't need to happen.
You know, like
I wonder what's gonna happen after that. He probably knows himself too that he's just like, what else can I keep doing?
Right.
know?
Like Dragon Ball has to end soon. It's like we're in thousands and thousands of episodes. Like it's just.
Yeah, I mean altogether it's probably close to 1,000.
No, it's over 1,000.
It is.
I think between Dragon Ball Z and Super, it's over 1,000.
Maybe.
You gotta remember this. Like this is what people tend to forget. Like if you don't go back and like rewatch, there's so much filler. It's worse than Bleach. Like there's just so much filler.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, yeah, there's definitely a lot. There was some cool filler episodes, like when Goku and Piccolo learn how to drive.
Now that shit was dope. They came in with the smooth outfits. My man Piccolo, backwards.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. That's probably like the one filler that most sticks out to me. That one because I think that's probably like the most famous filler is that.
I don't know, the Great Saiyaman, like this.
So the Great. I mean, I guess that still counts as like a arc. I mean, like,
but it's filler like within that arc. Well, no, that's the thing. Like there's just fillers like within arcs. Although there was a filler arc. I don't remember what the hell like it was called. There's like an actual like filler arc where there's just too much going on. Like it's just. Yeah,
I know they had like a filler arc in Super like after the tournament. Like when Vegeta was fighting like a purple version of himself. That group. Yeah, they had
that's
that.
what I'm saying. Like, it's just like they'll just take a hiatus. Like we don't need like all of that to go through. Like we don't need to see all that. Like just take a break, do some quality writing, do some quality editing. Yeah. You know, drawing like whatever you got to do. Like,
I think because what they do in mangas and stuff, they write a lot. And then they bring in the episodes after. Yeah. But then, like with Dragon Ball Super, I think the original he wasn't gonna write Super. He just made 2 movies. Well, the first movie, and then like the Battle of Gods, and the second movie, Resurrection F. And people were still going to theaters and selling out. And so I guess they told him like, hey, make another series. And he made Super, and he was writing it as the show was going.
On. So like they needed that little break in between.
Yeah. So now they have a big hiatus now. While they're writing the Maro arc.
But is Toriyama writing the Maro arc or is that Totaro?
It's still like Toriyama's like stuff I believe and like they both like helping each other. Right. It's continuing pretty much. We just don't know when Super's coming back. So right now they've just been doing promotional anime and heroes. But it's bringing everybody from like Super and Z and everything back.
Which in some ways I think is cool, but then at the same time you're just kind of doing too much at the same time. Like it's just like you've got like 2 Gokus, you got 2 Vegetas, like Yeah, you got. Then or there are 3 Gokus because doesn't Goku he trains with the Grand Priest? Yep. He goes after to train with the Grand Priest, which I don't know when that happens because all of a sudden he just comes down. He's Grand Priest Goku. Yep. Like seems to have mastered Ultra Instinct. So So I think that's where they left off.
Yeah. So it's all over the place. Like if they would have to do Dragon Ball right, I think they would have to like find a way to make the scale better, the fighting scales and power scales, and then so everyone can follow it and be able to like, all right, this is what's happening. It's who's stronger than who's able to do this and this. Because if Super Saiyan Blue Goku can Kamehameha blast Krillin and he's able to take it, that's one of the biggest like slaps in the face.
Like we're talking about Krillin. Yeah,
Krillin's the strongest human, but he's not taking a full blast like Kamehameha Blue form.
Strongest human.
I guess I consider him the strongest human because.
I know. I wanted to argue that because I feel like there's somebody else. Well, obviously he's stronger than Tien.
Tien is but Krillin's still stronger than him.
But there's
Yamcha's weak.
Well, yeah, I'm just some trash. I feel like there's one other.
Androids don't count. Yeah, Hercules don't count. I mean, Hercule counts, but he's weak.
Hercule's still technically in human form. He's a beast.
yeah, I guess. So there's no. Yeah, he's the strongest human, pretty much. You actually want to put Roshi.
Roshi was like before Krillin, but now technically Krillin would be seen as stronger than Roshi.
Like Roshi full max is like pretty strong.
Right.
Yeah, because in the Tournament of Power, you saw how strong he still is, as even though he's old. But I think Krillin. You think Krillin's stronger than Yoshi full max?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So Krillin's not weak. Yoshi's not weak, but
in terms of human form, in terms of Saiyan forms, like they're flies. Like that's the thing that like kills me. Like they gotta die. I don't mean to be so morbid, but it's just like if you're gonna be fighting against all these aliens, man, like Jaren just get one of these.
Yeah. The Tournament of Power, what I liked about that, we're going by like what. My favorite arc was the Universe 6 arc, and yours was the Battle of Gods arc.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if we want to do, I don't really have. Well, my least favorite arc in that. I would say my second favorite arc would be like the Tournament of Power, because you got to see all different universes, and you got to see like what happened to all the universes that got erased, and they were all like fighting each other to like not get erased. So it gave you like a sense of urgency. So it was cool, and then like you got to see. Which was cool to see, like the old fighters fight again.
Right.
And it was good because Krillin and like you got Krillin, TM, Roshi, and everybody like kind of like fighting, and that was fine because the other universes fighters, you didn't know how strong they were. Mm-hmm. So if Krillin was beating somebody else down, well, we don't know if he's strong or not. So so it was cool to see like that happen. And Roshi.
Yeah, the Super Namekians, that show was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was cool. So the only people you know who was really strong were like Jiren and his crew. So and it was cool to see Gohan fight again. He got his mystic form back during that little training.
There was nothing cool about that. Like
he fought for a little bit.
He's so lame. Like they literally amped it up as if he was going to get like another transformation. Like there was so much talk he was going to get another transformation.
Yep. That's the bad writing part of like Dragonball Super. It felt rushed, and some stuff dragged on that shouldn't have dragged on. Not good filler episodes in between, and then now it's on a hiatus. We don't know when it's coming back, but and then when it does come back, I'm pretty sure they'll probably start with the Moro arc, and then go from there. But the last thing we saw from from Super was pretty much technically the Broly movie.
Yeah,
that continued as canon. So I know you have strong things about Broly, the Broly movie.
I think that Broly talk. I think we should save that for the round table because it's just like we gotta get some other opinions because I know our boy BJ, he's gonna have some things to say about my opinion. So, I guess like let's sort of like just end off with like your top 3 transformations.
Yeah, we'll do that then. My top 3, well, as a whole with Dragon Ball Z and Super but my favorite transformation is probably in the Broly movie. I'll keep that out then. All right, so I like.
Wait. Is it his transformation?
No. Gogeta Super Saiyan 4. Gogeta Blue. Oh. Well, that's not my favorite.
Okay, but we're just talking about transformations. Like, we don't need to like get into it, like, you know.
Gogeta as a character is my favorite character in Dragon Ball. Like I love Goku and Vegeta, so them together is my favorite. So Gogeta Super Saiyan 4 is probably my favorite. In the GT.
It's not canon. Get that shit out. Fine, you know what? Fine, you want to go non-canon.
I'll do everything as a whole.
Fine.
So Gogeta 4, Super Saiyan 4 with the red hair and the sparkles around, that was probably my favorite. Gogeta Blue is my second, and then third would probably be Super Saiyan 2 Gohan.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Wow. Pleasant surprise.
What's your favorite 3 transformation?
Top 3 transformations. I know my one.
Your one is.
I'm not gonna go into it. So I'm gonna go 3, 2, 1. So I guess number 3 for me is gonna have to be Ultra Instinct Omen.
That's the first part, right?
It's the first part. I didn't like the silver hair of like Mastered Ultra Instinct, and then like I just felt like they watered it down again. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got a new transformation, and then it immediately gets like watered down. I hate when anime like do that with like OP characters. Yeah. It's just like they'll come in, like you'll see it like across the board. Like they'll come in, they'll be so OP, and then in the next thing, like the very next episode, like they're getting beat down.
Yep.
We'll even see it with like characters in general, where it's just like they'll come in like so OP. It's like this is one like not a lot of people watch, like Fairy Tail. It's like there's this one guild that comes in so OP where it's like this like Iron Steel Dragon, and then you got this chick like Jubia. Like this guild like comes in and they're so powerful, and then throughout the episode, now they're like calling on like the main character because it's just like they become like so weak. Like yeah, they just become a side character. Like it just I hate like how that happens. So like for me, like when they first came in with like the Ultra Instinct Omen, like Goku not being able to be touched by like anything, like that shit was so dope. And then you go into Mastered, it's like to me, Mastered means you still got the defensive portion, but now you have the offensive portion. Now I get you, it would have been anticlimactic if Goku had just put the smackdown on Jiren in 2 seconds, but it's like at the end of the day, like that's what Mastered Ultra Instinct should be, like in my opinion. And I just wasn't a fan of like just the character design. I think the character design, the like Ultra Instinct Omen should have been the true character design for Mastered Ultra Instinct. Like it was just, to me, it's like dope. Like it's just a very calm key, and it's more so like of just mastering martial arts, like the technique, rather than a true transformation where it's like Mastered Ultra Instinct seems like Ultra Instinct Super Saiyan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, pretty much. It was cool to see him have both sides because he was just pure defense with the Omen,
right?
And then with the Master, he was able to attack back. Yeah, I mean, Jiren, like when he was still wasn't using 100% power. Still, I'm like he was probably using 70%, keeping up with Omen.
Right.
Then he was going up to like 90%, 100% fighting like Master and keeping up. I was like, this guy's too much.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, like there's just a level where it's like OP becomes like too much. Like Aizen and Bleach, like you become too much. Like you know what I'm saying? It's just like, all right. Like,
they're in with that hashtag too much.
Right. Like it gets to the point where you just start watching it like this.
Yeah, but I mean,
really.
But the reason I liked him is because it was only him. Like,
right.
And he didn't know, even though he knew like his weak backstory or whatever, it was just him. And they were basically amping him up, saying he was as strong as the
God of Destruction.
God of Destruction. Like, well, more stronger than his.
Yeah, like they said he's stronger than some of the God of Destruction.
Yeah, and he wasn't strong as angels, but he was like, we was like, how far can he go?
Right.
And like, if Goku's like this far with Master Ultra Instinct.
I wonder what like his transformation is technically called, because it's like he was damn near like, you know, people are gonna argue this with me, like, because it's like at points like Goku was putting this like smackdown on him. He was on par, like, like with the Master like Ultra Instinct, like when he went like when he had that red aura around him, like
yeah, that was just like his god.
Yeah, like it's just like he at that point he surpassed like the gods of destruction, not all of them.
Yeah,
you know, like I think what they say is Beerus the strongest god of destruction?
No.
They said that they're.
I think the cat's stronger than him. Or the mouse.
The mouse, right? Which
it makes no sense.
That's fucking hilarious. Sorry, I'm the ultimate troll.
Yeah. The mouse is stronger than him, and then there was like that Egyptian girl.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if she's stronger, but he was definitely stronger than the clown.
Right.
Yeah, Belmont. But then like Chopper and Beerus, I'm not sure if he was stronger than them too.
Right. I don't think so, but I feel like it'd be pretty close.
Yeah, but you know what? They messed up the power scaling so much because when Goku first turned Super Saiyan God, they said Beerus said he was using 70%.
Right.
So Goku Master Instinct
should be surpassed. Oh no, Master Ultra Instinct. Don't get it twisted. Is stronger than Beerus.
Okay, it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he can't master it yet.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it would be a fight, but like Master Ultra Instinct would take that.
So that means Jiren is up there with Beerus.
Yeah. Like they're pretty much like I would say like they're on par. Like
yeah, you can say probably
it's not canon. Take that as you will.
I know Beerus is a little stronger than Chopper.
Yeah.
And then so I pretty much Jiren will be stronger than Chopper.
Mm-hmm.
And then probably just on par with Beerus.
Yeah.
And then like Goku's just a little bit above them.
That's crazy.
But no one's touching Whis in them.
Well, you can't touch the angels. Like,
I think that's the one thing that saves Dragon Ball is that even know how strong Goku and Vegeta, like the Whis and Vados and all the angels and the priests and all them, they're all stronger. Like there's, if I see Whis get touched, then I'm just
like when Broly came out, he was like, "Woo!" That was close. No, that shit was hilarious. But now, like I think with the angels, this is just a theory. I think that they're in a constant state of being in mastered ultra instinct.
I think they master it so much it's just like in nature. Yeah.
And if they're not, then at least the Grand Priest definitely has to.
How strong do you think this dude is? I forgot the name, the little guy. The one that can erase universes.
Oh, Zeno?
Zeno, yeah. I don't think he's that strong. I just think he just has the ability to do that. I don't think he can fight. I just think he can say, "Oh, I don't want you here," and this is just make you disappear.
I don't know, because there's something in my, like, I don't know, I just get this feeling that there's something nefarious about the Grand Priest, and so I don't think that Zeno's as weak as everybody thinks. Because at the end of the day, if the Grand Priest could, like, I feel like he would just wipe him out just because, like, it's just the safety of existence. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, what happens if he pisses him off? Then it's just like,
yeah, he's done.
Bitch, you can get erased too. You know what I'm saying?
And then the two bodyguards he has, like,
right?
We don't know how strong they are. I mean, they must be strong enough to like protect him.
Right.
But yeah. So I was you only said 3. You said
so that was my first.
That was number 1, right?
Yep.
Okay.
The second.
Oh, let me rage mode.
Not canon. But since Mike went with the not canon, it's not that one because that's his regular Super Saiyan Broly. Mine is the legendary transformation, the first one where he's like berserk.
Oh, okay.
Like that is just like it's so close to being like my favorite transformation. I watched that video of him transforming like so many times. Now it's like his motive is so whack, like, you know, Kakarot crying like when he was a baby. Like I'm just so glad like they did like away with that. But it's just like the actual transformation of him going absolutely nuts. Like he just literally lost his mind. Yeah. Like with the, what was it, the Creed soundtrack? It's like, it's so bad, it's so good. But like he's literally sitting there like laughing, and then he just fucking like just skin like rips, like just goes from being this beanball to like just this juice head. Like it's just like it's the dopest transformation to me. But then
what's your number 1?
Your number 3 was my number 1.
Oh, Gohan.
Oh my god! Like it's just like
that was a classic moment. Yeah.
Right in the feels. Like it's almost as good as like, because for a lot of people, Goku going Super Saiyan for the first time is their favorite transformation, is because it's a classic. Like that's what introduces you to it. But like for me, like it almost hits you like so much more like in the feels, just because like his pops just died, and it's just the character design was so cool. Like it pisses me off that Gohan wasn't the character that took over, because after that point, like it should have, like in my opinion, like it should have been Gohan.
I think they had it set up for that, but people
like they had set it up perfectly. Like he's the first to ascend, and it was just like he beat the perfect beam. Like you know, like it's just.
I thought it would have been cool if they would have had him on par with like Vegeta and Goku. And then even put Trunks in there, because the future Trunks can do so much. Right. That means that this younger Trunks can do the same thing. So if you would have had all 4 of them just be on par with each other and kind of like fighting against each other and like raising each other up, that would be cool. Instead of having like Gohan be like a no-show and like he's not even fighting anymore, he's going back to school, right? Like, becoming a family man, and Trunks not even doing anything. And then you got like you got Goten and Gotenks. You could have had them like up and coming. They've been like kids forever, for 20 years. Like,
when are you gonna grow?
They've been kids for 20. Even in Super, they never even grow. Only GT actually showed them grow up, but we don't count GT.
Which Goten's character design in GT was cool, but just weak as shit.
Yeah. Like I like the Super Saiyan 4 design in GT, but they don't count.
Yeah, no, they definitely had like some cool character designs, but like just the story in general, like just fell so flat on his face, and I'm just glad it's not canon, because I wish Super wasn't canon. To be completely honest, for most of Super, there are some very good moments in Super. I will say that, like definitely parts of like the Goku Black arc where
that was pretty cool. Figuring out who Goku Black was, that was cool.
But like Zama's Like, just the fact that he just can't die.
I know, right?
Like, I hate how they do that. Like, that's what I'm talking about. It becomes redundant because that happened with, was it Garlic Jr.?
Oh, because he wished for immortality?
Yeah. Like, it's just...
Yeah, so once
like,
you get that...
so many themes, like, just recycled.
We have to, we'll see what happens, though. But we've taken up plenty more of your time. It's almost been an hour. So it was a good talk. We can definitely keep going with this. We'll definitely continue Anime Blitz. I'll try to do on Fridays for you guys. And I'll definitely get the roundtable going for the Broly movie and everybody else. This is kind of like a traveling channel for this segment of my Anime Blitz. And then, so I'm just happy to join my good friend Ron.
Yes, sir.
And definitely very knowledgeable on Dragon Ball, and he's definitely knowledgeable on other anime. So
Haiku.
Yeah.
Watch it. You never look at volleyball the same.
I started to watch Haiku, but he won't watch One Piece. But
it's too damn long. Dragon Ball is long enough. Bleach is long enough. Hunter is long enough. I'm not doing it.
Well, maybe I'll probably make him watch it eventually one day.
Nah, we'll get the swap. I told him if he watches Haiku, but now I gotta make it fair because you're not about to sit here and make me watch damn near 1,000 episodes. Like, you gotta watch like Haiku, Tokyo Ghoul.
Alright.
Oh, another long one I watched, Fairy Tail. You don't gotta do that one. Like, that one it's an acquired taste, and like a lot of it's bad, but I still love it.
We'll see. But yeah, thanks guys for watching. Always appreciate you guys tuning in. Hope you guys like this Anime Blitz thing that we're starting, and we'll keep going. Yeah, pretty much. We want to close it. I guess we want to close the segment out. I guess.
All right. That's all, folks.
That's all.
Anime Blitz up.